Thank you.
Young lady, this here is what you need.
Ringmaster?
Ringmaster rubbing oil.
How does it work?
By promoting circulation since 1950. Massage it in for best results.
Ringmaster took care of my back pain.
Ringmaster got rid of my knee pain, too.
Wow, it sounds like I'm late to the party. I'll take one.
Find Ringmaster at CVS, Davis Drugs, and other fine stores.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to the Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Kisha B, and I am so excited to be here in the studio today. I have one of my favorites in the studio with me today, and I'm so excited to interview her. Finally got her in the studio, and I am just super excited. Some of you who live here in Highland Park, or majority, may already know her in the streets, okay? But I am sitting with no other than my good friend, Officer Raven Jones, and it is so awesome to have you in studio with me today. So, so I am so excited to have you here. So thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. No problem.
Okay, y'all. She's a bit nervous, so forgive her if she got the chuckles, if she, because she is nervous. This is her first time being on air, and I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, right? But we're going to have a little conversation, and hopefully we can get her through it, all right? So, you okay?
I'm okay.
All right. So, I know we got our friendship, right? And we talk kind of often. But let's kind of share your story with the residents, right? Because not everybody really know who you are, how you came to the force. So talk to those that may be listening or watching about your journey and what inspired you to join the Highland Park Police Reserves.
Well, like I was telling you before, like originally I had no intentions on being an officer. Like law enforcement was nowhere near my future. However, like during the pandemic, this was very weird. My cousin asked me to fill in for her doing a security job at a club. And I'm like, I've never done security a day in my life, so okay. So she showed me, you know, the basics of what I was supposed to look for or whatever. And from there, I kind of liked it. So I worked at another club, and probably like in 2021, I met a couple of officers, and they basically just started, you know, giving me the details of like, okay, well, if you're doing security, why not just go ahead and join a force? I'm like, I don't know. But after a while, I figured out, like, you know, I do want more, and I can see myself doing it. So I ended up applying for Highland Park, and I became a reserve officer. So here I am now. So I've been here for about going on 4 years in October. Well, this is October. October 15th. So it's 4 years now.
What?
Yep.
Congrats.
I forgot my anniversary. But yeah, so about 4 years now. But yeah, that's pretty much how I got here. I love Highland Park.
That's awesome. So how do you feel now that you've been here for so long?
How do I feel? I mean, I feel good. I feel like I have a good relationship with pretty much everybody around here. You know, you have the higher ups, you know, your supervisors, which, I mean, I have my favorites. But I feel good. Like, I feel like this is something that I really want to do. It kind of like rubbed off on me
Okay.
I love interacting with people. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Oh, so that takes us into the next question, because you said that you love interacting with people. So how does being involved in the Highland Park community, what does being involved in the Highland Park community mean to you, and how has it influenced your role in law enforcement?
It means everything. When it comes to being involved in the community, I feel like you need that, because it could be one day your community, the people in your community can save your life.
That's very true.
They could really save your life. You know, I look at everybody, like, no matter who they are, how they living, everybody is human. So I might not know you, and you may pose a threat to me, but you still human, and everybody deserves that respect. So I think it's very important, especially, you know, with the youth, with the elderly, especially the elderly, because they've been here so long. This is their place. So
Yeah.
I think they are owed the most respect here. So I think that's like really good to do, you know, have that good rapport with the community. You have to have that relationship.
Okay.
And I think you make me better as an officer every day.
Look at you.
I know, right?
I'm so proud.
Oh, look at me.
I'm so proud. So I know that you're on the reserve side, right? So can you describe like your responsibilities as a police reserve?
So what people get confused is reserve is just a program that I'm in. It's no such thing as, you know, you're a reserve. That's your position.
Okay.
My position, my actual title is a PSA, which is a public service aide.
Okay.
So, like, my duties and responsibilities, it has everything to do with the station. You know, monitor your computer. If you have any walk-in reports, you basically like the secretary of the station, for real.
Okay.
Being a reserve, being inside that program, the program is what give me the right to be on the road and to patrol. But I'm basically working under a licensed officer.
Okay.
So parking tickets I can do. I love writing parking tickets. I love writing parking tickets.
So she just said that, y'all. So make sure you parking in the right spot.
It's mainly handicap. It's mainly handicap.
All right.
Like,
I could get that.
You just can't. Like, you know, people really be needing those parking spots. So
Yeah.
it's mainly handicap. I haven't wrote tickets in a long time though. So, but everything has to do with you being under a licensed officer. So if I see something, like I see somebody recklessly driving down Woodward, I can get on the radio and be like, hey, I got somebody doing about 95 on Woodward, you know, that pose a threat, a safety hazard to the city. So that licensed officer has to give me that permission to stop that vehicle. And at that point, you know, I will do a traffic stop.
Okay.
But you also have to go to a academy to be a reserve officer.
Okay.
As well. So I'm pretty much on the reserve side. Like I told you earlier, I'm the administrative sergeant. So I handle all the paperwork. I work with internal affairs, which is also our commander. I work with HR. We do have two different types. We have a volunteer reserve who only have to do a minimum of 16 hours. That's their requirement to hold that position. And then you have a paid, which is you have to have that title as a PSA or jailer.
Okay.
So it is a difference. It's, you don't, and we're actually on shift.
Oh, snap.
So yeah, we're on shift. But you get to do a lot.
Okay. That's good. That's good. So how do you believe your presence and engagement as a police reserve positively impact residents, especially the youth?
I feel like the residents, when they see police presence, whether it's my presence or anyone else, I feel like they feel more comfortable. They feel secure. It's nothing better than seeing that officer drive down the street. You know that, just hypothetically speaking, just saying, like last time, you know, up the street, you know, somebody decided that they wanted to try to break in somebody's house. So giving that extra police presence make them feel comfortable to know that, you know, you might have got away with it last time, but you won't get away with it this time.
Ooh.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
The youth, I think it's very important with the youth. Like we have, you know, we have a lot of encounterments with the youth, but how we approach the youth is different. We approach them at their level. We try not to, based on, you know, the call, if we get a call for service, we try to, you know, just be real chill and laid back and don't make them feel like, you know, they're being accused of something. We don't approach them aggressively. And majority of the times we get them to talk.
Yeah.
So that means when they see us the next time, they like, oh, that's the cool officer. You know, they listen. So I think that's very important to have that relationship with the youth.
That's good. Because I know it's such a bad aura when it comes to police officers and the youth, because they feel like, oh, y'all just doing this just to, you know, pick with me or mess with me. So you bridging that gap, I think, is huge. And just to have that that type of response when dealing with the youth, I think it kind of opens the door for there to be a more positive relationship between the police department and the residents. So that's awesome. That's good. So thinking back, it's been 4 years now.
4 whole years.
It's been 4 whole years, right?
Okay.
So what's one of your most memorable experiences during your time?
The good experience.
Yes, we want the good.
I would say anything that involves the kids. So if we had any parades, like I remember I had a whole dance battle against the Jets cheerleaders.
I remember that.
It was actually like the officers versus the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
We had like the what was it? The Easter. It was the Easter egg hunt over there at 10 Pickens with Miss Sue. Anything that involved the kids is like, that's my favorite. That's like my favorite thing to do, because I love the kids and the kids love me. So it's like it's so fun because you get to see what other people don't see.
Yeah.
You know, that kid is they're comfortable with you. You are at that moment. You're not even an officer. You may be their big cousin or they big, you know, they big sister or brother. Like,
yeah,
they're having fun. That's probably like my favorite thing to do, is to be involved and have fun with the kids. So I make a lot of those memories.
That's good. So do you feel that reaffirmed your commitment to the role that you're in?
Oh, definitely. I feel like it always have to. You can go your whole life and be like, I want to be an officer, I want to be an officer, I want to be an officer.
Yeah.
But once you get to that position, at some time, you know, you lose your purpose of why I wanted to be that officer.
That's good.
And stuff like stuff like that, you know, being a part of your community or doing community activities that help you. Like, you know, I see why I'm in this position.
Yeah.
I'm protecting them. I'm giving them a good time. Like, you know, I see why I'm in this position, because you never know. It could have been Auntie Pam could have been doing bad, you know, this day. She could have been depressed, but she seen you and you gave her that conversation and you complimented her and you know, you helped her out, and Auntie Pam, that did something to her, because she could have been at her lowest.
Yeah.
Or the same thing with the kid. The kids could have been depressed, or, you know, it's something, but just the small things is what matters, and that what makes me like the position that I'm in.
All right. So I know you enjoy the whole interaction type deal, so that's awesome. Because that's huge, right? And so that kind of leads me into the next question in regards to community policing, right? So how do you view the importance of community policing, and what strategies have you found effective in building that trust with residents? So
one thing that I would say, you know, you used to always think it may be cliche of seeing somebody carrying groceries in the house and you stop and help them. It's not.
Yeah.
It's actually not. So, you know, I work nights. So most of the times when I'm at work at night, I don't really see anybody. Nobody's up. But when I do work days, I was taught early on that by one of my partners, it's always good to ride through the neighborhood and speak. If you see somebody on the porch, speak. Get out your car. Go walk up to them, talk to them. I just can't stress it enough that it's very important. Like, I don't really have too many strategies on how to do it. It's just be yourself and always, like, remember that the citizens are human.
Yeah.
They are human. They deserve just as much as respect as you deserve. But, you know, we sometimes don't get that because of a uniform. And I think sometimes the citizens forget that we are human too.
Right.
We just have a job to do just like they have a job to do whenever they're at work. I don't think they understand how difficult our job is. So I think it's very important, but I don't have any strategies or anything. I'm just myself, really.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, that's technically a strategy, just being out in the community and saying hi, right? So that's definitely a strategy. I know you might not see it as one, but that's just you being who you are. But at the same time, it's a strategy. You got it.
we take that strategy.
You take that
I
strategy.
take that one.
But we are going to take a quick break. So you are watching the Highland Park Spotlight. Make sure you do not change it.
Don't change this channel.
Don't change the channel because I got more questions and I'm about to drill her. She don't even know it. But keep it here on the Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Kisha B, and we will return right after this.
Hi. For paying.
Straight down that aisle
All
there.
right. Thank you.
Young lady, this here's what you need.
Ringmaster?
Ringmaster rubbing oil.
How does it work?
By promoting circulation since 1950. Massage it in for best results.
Ringmaster took care of my back pain.
Ringmaster got rid of my knee pain too.
Wow. It sounds like I'm late to the party. I'll take one.
Find Ringmaster at CVS, Davis Drugs, and other fine stores.
Maureen Jackson thought she had it all until she was faced with the challenges of raising an autistic child. Inspired by autism is her brutally honest journey filled with heartbreak and triumph. Get your copy and find the support you deserve today by visiting www.claudrinejackson.tv.
Welcome back to the Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Kisha B. And if you are just now tuning in, you missed a good first quarter. But I have none other than Raven Jones in the studio with me, who is a Highland Park police officer. And she has been talking about her journey here in Highland Park and how important community policing is. And I am just really excited about what God is doing in her life. Right? Because, I mean, just hearing her story is so awesome and amazing. And I know that you hit on the fact that some residents doesn't understand how difficult the position is for you guys. And then also just keeping in mind that you guys are human as well. So I do want to kind of further in, kind of go dive a little deeper into that.
Okay.
What are some of the challenges that you've encountered while working as a police reserve, and how do you overcome them?
I first like to say I believe in mental health days. Mental health days are important.
Absolutely.
They are very important.
I agree with you.
I think the biggest challenge, which also go hand to hand with the fact that the citizens don't really understand that we are human, is how we have to approach certain situations.
Okay.
So, for example, we can get, like we have prank callers. And prank callers, the unfortunate part, they do exist. For example, they can call and say that they see someone fighting on the porch and somebody just grabbed the stick. So, and literally, people can just be sitting on their porch, not doing anything but talking. But the unfortunate part is the way that call for service is, it determines how we have to approach that situation. So we may have to approach that situation aggressive, but it's only due to the circumstances of the call. So if we come up and we like, you know, everybody put your hands up, you know, it's because of that circumstance of that call. And, you know, granted, you could just be sitting there, but that's not what not what we know.
Right, right.
So I think another thing that's challenging to me is the fact that, you know, citizens does, like they do say, or, you know, the youth, you guys are bored, y'all just doing stuff. Like what? Like, huh? We're bored? We have a job to do.
Right.
And it's one thing of, you can't say that, you know, you want us to protect and serve, and when we do our job, it's too much. Because now us protecting and serving have everything to do with you, because you're involved in the part of the protecting and serving. You just on the wrong side of the protecting and the serving. We're protecting the other citizens against you. So I think, you know, I'm not gonna say certain citizens, because it's just generally speaking, but I think some citizens feel as if we shouldn't police them. We shouldn't police them. I've been here for 40-something years. I get it. I'm not saying that you have not been here for 40-something years, but this is the circumstances. Being here for 40-something years does not give you the right to dictate what your neighbor do, or to throw trash out in front of your house if you feel like you don't have to pick it up. Like, everywhere has rules. You know, we have ordinance. It's everybody have to follow something, including us. We have a policy we have to follow.
Yeah.
So I think it's very challenging for the citizens, certain, you know, citizens in general, to feel as if we don't deserve that respect, because we're in a uniform. It's in real life, it's the uniform that you don't respect. You don't respect the uniform until it's time for you to need our help. So
that's a big one.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't think people really take that in consideration. We're wearing a uniform. Just like if you worked at Taco Bell, you wearing a uniform, and you got to make those tacos, which I love Taco Bell, so it's nothing against Taco Bell. But, you know, I just feel like that is a challenge, because if they were to put themselves in our shoes, they will see why we have to react or act the way that we have to.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest challenge for me. But like I say, you know, it's a job. We have to do our job, and sometimes people don't understand the mental state of an officer, because sometimes each run that we go to can affect us. Yeah. So that's why I say mental health days are important.
So what's some of the ways that you think could help residents kind of understand that? Like, what are some of the things that, you know, the department can do, or, you know, that you feel that you guys could do?
I think that chat with the chief is a good thing, you know, but in order for that gap to be closed, people have to show up. You have to show up. And when you show up, I have one of the officers, former officers who used to work here. he used to always say, like, you listening to respond instead of listening to understanding. So if we're talking and the only thing you want to do is just respond, you didn't hear anything that I said. Yeah. So if you have our chief that's giving everyone in the city of Highland Park that opportunity to come and say how you feel, or how you would like for the police to do better, but you don't come here. You get on you get on the concerned citizen page, which is okay, but you have the opportunity to come and speak on how you feel and what you think that we can work on, and how we how you think we can make it better. If you have the opportunity out there and you don't do anything to make it better, then why comment? I feel like we could actually be more involved in the community. Yeah. We could. I actually sat in on a block club meeting before. Never have. I think we could if the PD can do stuff with the block clubs. A lot of stuff would be. It probably would move a lot smoother, because the block clubs they like the peer of the community. Yeah.
So I also something that you had hit on is people not showing up. Chat with the chief, and the good thing is that I remember sitting with the chief and came up with this whole concept or whatever. And it's so imperative for people to, it can't be just one-sided, right? So it can't always be the police department. You gotta have the residents take part of it, take part in it. And like you said, that's the best place for everyone to bring their concerns to the chief, to those in attendance, and kind of talk it out, right? Hash it out, figure out the best solution. What works for some might not work for the other. And the biggest thing is everybody is not going to agree.
Nope, not going to agree.
Everybody is not going to agree. If we all agreed, if everybody in this world agreed on the same thing at the same time, you wouldn't have any contrast, right? No, so it's okay to have a different opinion than the next person, but to find that common ground and to build upon it, right? Yeah. So thank you for bringing that up, because that is huge. That is huge.
If you're going to, it's no point in addressing anything if you don't have a solution for it in the end. Don't address it if you don't have a way that you can work it out. Yeah. It's no point in just addressing anything.
Yep. So we are going to take another break, and when we come back, I got questions. I need to know what she think is going to happen in the future. I want to know, and her future plans, right? So you are watching the Highland Park Spotlight. Keep it locked right here. I'm your host, Kisha B, and we will return right after this.
Courtroom belongs to the people. Doesn't belong to the judge, doesn't belong to the lawyers, does not belong to any individual, but it is an entity which belongs to the people.
That was my mother, Geraldine Bledsoe Ford, the third female jurist in the state of Michigan. She taught me to follow in her judicial footsteps, to be fair but firm, and that the courtroom belongs to the people. Deborah Geraldine Bledsoe Ford.
Watkins Broadcasting is going worldwide. Now you can watch Detroit's own WHPR on your TV from anywhere in the world. No matter where you are, you can stay in the know with WHPR TV and Roku. You can get your easy-to-install Roku box from wherever you shop for your entertainment gear. Once your Roku box is connected to your TV and internet, go to the channel store on the home menu of the Roku box. Enter WHPR TV in the search engine and add it to your channels. That's it. That's all you need to get the best in entertainment, news, and talk, no matter where you are. Roku brings all of your favorites to your TV. Netflix, Hulu Plus, Crackle, HBO Go, and now WHPR TV, Detroit Live.
Feel good about your future with tuition-free programs at Wayne County Community College District. Whether you want to be in healthcare, computer science, the culinary arts, digital media, or robotics and automation for the next generation of vehicles, WCCCD has you covered. A full range of programs to achieve your goals, fit your schedule, and give you all the support you need to be successful. All of it tuition-free. Now there's something to feel good about. Register today at wcccd.edu.
Back to the Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Kisha B. And listen, we are having a great conversation in studio. As you can tell, Officer Jones then calmed down a little bit. She's flowing. She's doing her thing, and she's doing such a great job. And I commend her for just, calming down, reeling it in a little bit. But we're going to continue our conversation. And I know that you now celebrated 4 years, right?
Yes.
With the city. I want to know your vision for Highland Park over the next 5 to 10 years, particularly regarding public safety and community engagement. What do you see?
What do I see? 5 to 10 years. First thing first, I see a full department.
Amen.
Full department.
Mm-hmm.
Full department. I spoke to our chief about possibly in the near future doing a job fair. Open interviews, on the spot interviews. In the near future, hopefully we can do that soon. He gave me the okay.
Whoop.
I know I'm in school too, so he waiting on me to draw up the plan.
Wait. You in school?
Yeah. Yes, I'm in school.
Look, what are you in school for?
Paralegal right now. After I finish this program, I plan on applying for a law school. After I still have 19 more courses to take for my criminal justice degree. So
That's
after that,
awesome.
I'm gonna apply for law school. It's my end goal.
Awesome. So we'll come back to that because I'm gonna tap into that real quick. But so your vision, so full force. What else?
I see us, closing all the gaps around the community. I see everybody working together, building the community back up. I just see everybody getting along and being on the same page. Really, I see us, interacting with the schools more. Just doing a lot around the city, honestly. But I know most importantly, I see a full police department, a thriving police department. You know, we have some amazing officers. Now we have amazing supervisors. I mean, we can only go up. We can't go down. We may get hit, and we do. That's a part of life. But I just see us going up from here. It's no other way around it.
Okay, that's awesome. So what ways do you think can go up? What are some of the ways that the police department and the community engagement can do better?
First, they got to talk about it. They have to address the concern. They have to address the real issues. I think the biggest thing right now is police presence. It's the fact that we are short-staffed, but it's not just Highland Park that's short-staffed. Everywhere is short-staffed around the world when it comes to law enforcement. So I feel like that's the biggest thing. That's what they want more. So I'm going to say when we do get more officers and the citizens do see that that community police, and they see officer the presence, that will make them feel more comfortable. So you have to do one thing before you can get to the next. So once we fix one problem, we're going to go to the next to fix that. So once they see the police present, okay, we doing our part, so then they're going to start doing their part. So once they do their part, we're going to be right here. So I think the biggest thing is we just have to become a fuller staff,
Yeah.
Once that is the biggest concern. That's the biggest problem. Once we get more officers, I think that will fix a lot of the problems.
I agree. I think you mentioned that it's a shortage across the country, which is very true. But I think a lot of that also comes from this whole ideology of the police aren't the good guys, right? Right? It's that stigma, and nobody wants to become police officers anymore. So what can you say to encourage someone that might be watching to actually become a police officer?
I would say you just got to be true to yourself. I'm not going to say everybody's not bad. Like I said, it's the uniform that they think is bad. We wear a uniform, and it's the uniform that they think is bad. It's the uniform. It's the fact that if you met me outside of my uniform, you would not know that I was an officer.
True.
You would not know. You wouldn't even associate me with officer because
I seen you outside your uniform. She be out here stepping, y'all. Y'all understand?
But it's like even with some of my coworkers, you would never think that they were officers.
Yeah.
But once we put that uniform on, we have a job. It's a job, and that's the job we chose, and that's our lifestyle. But outside of work, we just like everybody else. So you got to break it down. Your HR lady or your HR man, that's a bad guy because they gonna fire you. You violate them policies, they gonna fire you.
Yeah.
You got IA, they gonna be doing these investigations. They may conclude their investigation and you may be fired. You have a manager, you got a shift manager. Everybody have somebody that's over them that could be the bad guy. So just because of the bad publicity, your family member may had a bad encounterment. That does not go for everyone. That it don't go for everyone. But like I said, it's people gonna think what they want to think because they see something somewhere else or they witnessed it. Like we may be on a traffic stop and we have people recording and don't even understand what's going on, but they telling us, stop it, don't do this. Meanwhile, this person has a gun and didn't disclose it to us. So we have to worry. We have to worry because if that person got out the car and we didn't approach them the way we did, and they would just start shooting around the neighborhood, that's time for us to worry, right? So to prevent that, we have to do a job. And the unfortunate part is we have to be aggressive because we're trying to save somebody, including ourselves. We want to go back home to our families too.
Yeah.
So I would say to anyone who's thinking about being an officer, thinking about applying, you just have to understand that you wear a uniform. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to agree with your career choice, but it's just a uniform. You are human just like everybody else. We all bleed the same color. Hopefully.
I hope so. Don't need nobody out here being with alien blood.
Yeah, but we have a job to do just like everybody else. Everyone has a job to do. And you either going to do your job or you not. Yeah. So, but you do have the bad seeds. You do. But I really can't speak on that because I'm not a bad seed.
Amen. Sure ain't. One of the good ones.
I am.
So how do you work to engage the youth in Highland Park?
Thanks for asking that. Like I said, I love the kids. I'm not going to say it's just me. One of my good friends, my partner, I can say his name.
Yeah.
Officer Brian. The K9 officer. He actually just he sent out an email he set up something with Barber Prep Academy for us to go in, talk to the youth about, you know, different things that goes on in the school, you know, with the bullying and the fighting and, you know, things that these kids are doing these days. And we went in there, you know, Brian liked to do stuff he liked to wing it and see what results he's going to get. But I'm the type of person that I have to put it on paper. If it's not on paper, I don't believe it.
Okay.
So myself and Karan, we drew up something, you know. Brian, he approved it. He let us do our thing. We drew up something. We put it, you know, organized everything, sent it to the school. Brian, Reserve Captain Richardson, Sergeant Smith, Investigator Monroe, and Karan.
Okay.
We all went over to the school and we spoke to the youth. And when I tell you we had a funky good time, we had candy, we had chips, and this is stuff that we paying for out of pocket now.
Yeah.
We had gift cards, and I'm not talking about the $5 gift cards, and it started from kindergarten all the way up to the 8th grade. We had $15 gift cards, $20, $25. You know, this is all out of our pocket because we believe in this, and we feel like we can bridge that gap between us and the youth. Because, like I said, they are important.
They are.
Because they are our future. So we literally spent the entire school day at Barber, and we talked to them. We asked them questions. We made it fun. We had our TikTok turn up. That's where they got, you know, got all their prizes from. But, you know, we had to ask them about, you know, boundaries. You know, it's certain grades that we couldn't talk about certain stuff with, but, you know, we got to the upper class, we had to talk to them about sexual harassment because it exists, but they don't know exactly what it is.
Right.
We had to talk to them about inappropriate posts on social media because, you know, everybody likes social media, but we had to let them know that everything follows you.
That's right.
Once you put it on the internet, you can't get it off.
Okay, somebody gonna screenshot it. You know, spreading rumors. Mind your business. It's not okay because you won't want nobody to do that to you. Respecting your teachers. You won't want anybody to disrespect your grandma or your mom. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you have your teachers, they have a job to do, and that's to teach you. And these teachers out here is doing more than just teaching education.
Yeah.
They teaching life skills too, you know? So
Absolutely.
we had to talk to them about boundaries. We had to talk to them about, you know, the cyberbullying, the being tardy to class. Like, you know, as kids, y'all have one job, and it's to go to school. Go to school, get your education. You know, I never understood it as a kid, you know.
Right.
But everything, it adds up when you get older. You got to talk to them about the buddy system as kids, you know. If three of y'all live on the same street, two of y'all live the same way, walk that person home.
Yep.
Walk that person home, then y'all walk home together. You know, we had to explain certain stuff to them. And a lot of the kids at the school, they like, oh, I remember you. We know. We know because we are involved in the community. I like to think of me and Ryan as the MVPs of the community. Like, we are the MVP officers, the runs that we go on.
Yeah.
You know, when people are having problems with they kids, we talk to the kids. You know, we have relationships with actual kids around here and their families. So, I mean, we try our hardest to be as involved in the kids' life, and it's personal too.
Yeah.
You know, we try to make it very personal because some of these kids, it's something that they're missing. And they may not be comfortable with talking to their parents or they siblings. And sometimes, you know, they are more comfortable talking to us. Yeah. So we do, as it's a couple of other officers, we do give out our personal phone numbers. If you need us, call us. You know, if you need anything. Like 1 year, I want to say like my second year, me and Brian, we came up with this it's not shot with a cop, but it was like a Christmas thing that we did for a family. Family of 7, 8, single mom.
Wow.
We reached out to resources. Brian reached out to his resources. We got her furniture, her house, groceries, $500 on groceries.
That's awesome.
Christmas gifts for the kids. We do stuff like this, and a lot of people don't understand. We do this out of pocket, but we still got our bills, but we come out of our pocket, and we okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, kid needs some supplies for school, we gonna do that. They need some shoes, we gonna do that. And it's not just, I'm not gonna say it's just me and Brian, but it's other officers as well. You know, you got Mac Jr., you know, little Mac 4. You know, we all try to do stuff for the youth to let them know that we're not this bad person that just want to hurt you and invade your personal space.
Yeah.
So, but I really want to do so much stuff. Like, I want to have dances for the kids, you know. My mind just wonder, and that's exactly why I always call you with new ideas, trying to figure stuff out.
It's all right. It's all right.
So, yeah, you know, I think that's our main focus.
Okay. All right. So we are going to take our last commercial break. And when we come back, I want to know about her. She mentioned she in school, and I got some questions. Keep it locked right here on the Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Kisha B, and we will return right after this.
WHPR and TV 33 when you want, where you want, how you want. WHPR is now in your pocket. Download our free app by going to the App Store or Google Play and enter WHPR TV in the search engine. And there we are. You can download WHPR TV or radio. You heard about it. Now come be a part of it. Roku Detroit Worldwide. Approximately 8 million viewers.
To the Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Kisha B, and I have Officer Raven Jones in the studio with me today, and she has been doing a phenomenal job as we've been talking about just community engagement with the police officers and her vision for the city of Highland Park. And so I wanted to ask you, because we're at the tail end of the show, but I did want to ask you who or what continues to inspire you to serve?
You want the truth?
Yes, and the absolute truth.
The absolute. I'm not trying to throw no shade or anything. So I do have 2 favorite supervisors. I have 2 favorite supervisors, but I will have to say, I can say their name?
That's up to you.
Okay. So I will have to say Sergeant Jackson. I've been with Sergeant Jackson since I got here. You know, he recently retired. That's my dog. He and Sergeant John, that's my other fave, you know. But for sure, my whole shift. Night Brian, Captain Richardson, that they are my go-to. They are my go-to. But, you know, besides my kid is my motivation, but they are those for people is what helped shape me to be what I am right now, and they inspire me to keep going.
That's awesome. I know that y'all funny. I'm gonna say that.
We are.
Because when y'all get together, it is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious.
We are a family.
You are, and that's what I could tell. And I think that if others had a glimpse and could look at the police department, you could see that everybody is really like a big family.
We are.
And you know, you got some that's like the mothers and the fathers. You got some that's
Sergeant
like the
Smith.
You got some that's like the cousins. Y'all just really close knit. So that's dope. That's really dope.
Yeah, we are one big dysfunctional family. Sergeant Smith is the mama. She cook everybody food. She do.
So I've been missing out on the meals.
You have.
Okay. All right. So just inform me of the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So you did mention earlier that you said that you were going to school, right? As a paralegal, right? Yep. And you wanted that to be your stepping stone into furthering your law career.
Yep.
What inspired you to really get behind law?
I've always wanted to be a lawyer. You know, growing up, even now, they always say I like to argue, so they're going to send me to law school. I just feel like I have to be the voice for the people. I just feel like I have to.
She was clicking that pen. I had to get her.
Sorry, Ma. But no, I just feel like somebody will always need somebody to stand up for them, where I may see what other people don't see.
Yeah.
So, and I do like to argue. But I like it's factual. I like to debate. I'm not gonna say argue. I like to debate. Right. I like to get my point across. But I listen to everybody else. But I might see what you don't see. So yeah, you know, I feel like I could be that good defense attorney one day. And I watch Reasonable Doubt. So.
You've been watching TV to get your your skills in.
Yeah, and I've been, you know what? And I've actually been, you know who really gave me that extra to do this paralegal course?
Who?
Commander Lackey.
Really?
Yep. He put me in connection with someone he knew. They sent me the information and I got enrolled. But he pushed me, go ahead and do that.
That's awesome. Lackey is a cool dude. It depends on the situation.
It depends on the situation.
You don't ever want to be in trouble, and you got to see Lackey.
You don't be in trouble.
Ever want to be in trouble and have to see Lackey because he gonna do his job.
He is, but he's a good mentor. I told him that yesterday. He's a good mentor. If you have those skills, teach them.
Yeah,
and he do. You just don't want to be on the other side of it. That's the. It took us a while because me and Lackey we weren't seeing eye to eye, but. He's a good person. He means well. He just have a job to do.
Just like police officers.
Just like a police officer. So
yeah. Okay. So where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
Probably still in law school. Because I still have 19 courses to take for my criminal justice degree to get my bachelor's degree. So
you think it's gonna take you 5 to 10 years?
I mean, this course right now is 10 months. So after I finish this course, I'm going straight into Ferris to finish but I have 19 courses. So I'll probably still be in law school. So for them 19 courses, I'm going to be a part-time, so I'm not doing anything full-time because I have a full-time job.
Yeah.
I'll probably still be in law school. Probably going to take me like 2 years just to finish them 19 courses. I'm moving at my own pace.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably still be in law school, but I'll be up there. Hopefully I'll be working at a law firm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So what's the end goal for you?
The end goal for me is to be a defense attorney.
Okay.
Hopefully maybe one day I might even go as far as being a judge. But I'd rather be a defense attorney. But a judge looking in, you know, I'm somewhere around here in the future. Maybe. Hopefully.
All right. Well, hopefully, you know, and I'm sure it will. Everything will work out in your favor because I've seen the work that you've put into the community, how dedicated you are, and how just once you set your mind to do something, you don't stop. And I mean, you do not stop. And it's hard to find that characteristic in a lot of people but you truly have it. Like, I've never seen somebody so determined in my life outside of myself. So, and I think that's what draws me to you. And, you know, I want to help you, you know, reach every goal, right? Because you have your heart in it. And I can see, you know, that you really have people's best interest at heart. And so I commend the work that you've done and that you continue to do. And I hope I can continue to be a supporter.
You are a great role model.
You
really are. Like, if I am lost and I don't know what to do, you the first person I'm going to call. I really do. Because you pushed me in the right direction to where I need to start. So I definitely appreciate that. You like the big sister I always wish I had.
Well, so, I'm always here for you.
I know. You really do answer your phone anytime I call. Unless you're in a meeting. But you still will step out the meeting and answer. That's crazy.
No, for real. Because I'll shoot you a text and be like, hey, everything okay?
Like you did yesterday.
Yep. So, you know, I think it's just as you continue on in your career, just continue to keep, you know, keep God at heart, of course.
For sure.
That's my thing, you know. And then just stay the course, right? Don't get off track. Mm-hmm. Just stay focused. And continue to pursue. And I think you really do extremely well. And for the last question.
I feel like I know what question you're about to ask.
Nope, because it ain't even on there.
Oh. For those that's watching or listening, right? What's one thing that you could tell people, residents of Highland Park, what is one thing on your heart that you could tell them? One thing on my heart, I would say that I'm rooting for us. Don't count Highland Park out. I will stand on that. Do not count Highland Park out. Like, we are definitely on the rise, but don't count us out. Yeah. That's all I would really say. On my heart, I feel deep down in my soul that we literally gonna make it. And once we come up, hey, they gonna have to catch up. So I'm rooting for us. Like, I really don't count us out. Yeah. And I don't think that they should either. Don't count themselves out. Don't count yourself out. Please don't do it. We here and we ain't going nowhere. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. We here, ain't going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. So I appreciate you coming to the station to sit with me, although this was your first time. Whoop, whoop. I can't wait till my second time. Yep, I'm gonna bring you back. Yes. So thank you so much for taking time out your day to be here with me today. I hope you got the jitters out, so the next time you come back on, you know, you could be just as it's gonna be a breeze, yeah, right? Yeah. So you won't have to worry about, you know, what I'm gonna ask you. You can kind of relax and enjoy the whole ride, right? I will. Thank you to all the listeners and those who are watching. You have been tuning into the Highland Park Spotlight. If you have missed the show, came in at the tail end, please catch the replay on, let's see, you could catch it on Highland Park's YouTube page, or you could catch it on the link to the YouTube page will be on the website as well. So keep it, you just not keep it locked, because I'm about to go off air. So you could do whatever you want to do. But you can always catch the replay. And I will see you guys next time. You are watching the Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your girl, Kisha B. And until then.